No, I'm not dead yet.
Like I told you before, I am HIV positive. And I'm also very familiar with end-stage AIDS. I know that you fight 2 battles every day. One with the disease and one with your fear.
Yeah, fear usually wins.
But you're doing great. You just survived a very difficult surgery. And you're on drugs that could keep you alive for a very long time.
Aren't you positive?
It's the truth. And you're doing really well. You just have to keep fighting.
You know, sometimes I feel like I want to fight, but then there are other times when I just get so tired of being afraid and I just start thinking, you know, maybe I should just let go.
You have options. There are drugs that can control this disease. I mean, just think of all the people who have died of AIDS who would give anything to have the chance that you have right now.
You're right. Besides, I wouldn't want Dr. Drake to think that he risked his life for
nothing. Sorry for interrupting, but your daughter needs you both.
Would you mind telling me how you got HIV?
Sure, I got it from my first boyfriend. I was diagnosed about 2 weeks before he died.
I'm sorry. Was he an IV drug user?
No, but he did have unprotected sex with a girl who was.
Yeah, just like me with my boyfriend. He was using, said that he quit, but he hadn't. He seemed healthy. I didn't think much more about it. But now I just wonder how could I have been so stupid.
No. Stone, that was my boyfriend. He lived on the streets for a while, and he didn't pay attention to all the campaigns warning about HIV prevention. And then I was inundated with them, and I still got infected. We didn't think that AIDS could happen to people like us. He didn't even know that he had to get more than 1 test, and by the time he was tested, he already had full-blown AIDS.
When did he die?
About 10 years ago. But we didn't have the incredible drug therapies that we have now.
How long did he have?
It was about 6 months from the time he was diagnosed to the time that he died.
It must have been devastating. Especially since you just found out that you had it yourself.
I was one of the lucky ones. They immediately put me on a drug cocktail as soon as it was available.
You made all the right choices. You are like proof that it's possible to live with this disease.
You can't do.
Robin was in the OR with me. She helped me deal with the consequences of being stuck with a contaminated needle.
Oh my God, are you all right?
That first HIV test came back negative. I'm on preventative drugs just in case. Dr. Quartermain seems optimistic.
Okay.
Why do you think there's something wrong with Robin?
She's been so supportive and understanding, but she's not okay. She's covering, I can tell.
How?
She's too level. Almost brittle, like she's holding a lot inside. I mean, we all know Robin's lived with HIV for a lot of years, but I think she's more scared than she lets be. The fact that her first boyfriend died of AIDS sure doesn't help. I think it's bringing back a lot of bad memories.
Well, she's a very strong young woman.
Well, that's no doubt. But everybody has a breaking point. I think Robin's getting to hers. Look, I know you guys weren't around when her and Stone went through what they did.
Look,
Yeah.
thanks for the heads up. We'll look after Robin.
Okay.
Thank you. Wow. How can we promise to take care of Robin when We already failed her so pathetically. And why would Robin confide in us over anything after the way we abandoned her?
Look, that was then, this is now. Besides, we're still her parents.
Robert, she contracted HIV and watched her boyfriend die. And neither one of us was there for her. God, we deserted her because we couldn't bear to give up the spy game. And now, of course, it's coming around to bite us.
You're being too hard on yourself.
No, I'm not. We had a teenage daughter. How did we justify putting ourselves in that kind of danger?
Hindsight's always 20/20. But we did what we thought was best then.
Oh, we were wrong.
Maybe. But she still loves you.
Oh, she loves both of us. You know, whether she admits it or not. But she can't possibly feel like she can totally count on us.
Look, we screwed up our first time around as parents.
God, yeah.
But we now have two choices. We can do what my goodbye guy friend Spence has done and admit defeat and take off. Or we can try it again and do a better job. She loves us. She wants us in her life. We've stumbled into a second chance as parents. I suggest we grab it with both hands.
Robin,
Yes.
so, how's April Gilbert?
BP 106/80, pulse 88 and regular, respirations 16 and afebrile, and her attitude is surprisingly good considering everything she's been through.
It's got to be very hard on you.
I'm handling it.
Robin, listen. You're a wonderful doctor. I have seen you grow up. I'm very proud of you. You show extraordinary strength and determination. But that being said, I want you to promise me something.
Sure.
Okay. This Gilbert case would rattle the nerves of any attending physician, let alone somebody with your background.
Well, she needs someone with my background.
I'm worried about your needs. You're already worried about Patrick and his exposure to AIDS. It's an awful lot on your plate. So just promise me that if you become overwhelmed, you'll come and tell me.
Alan, I'm okay. Honestly, this is my job and I intend to follow through.
There is no shame in you wanting to transfer this
No,
case
that won't be necessary. I want to be the one to care for her and for myself. And I want Patrick to see me do it. I want him to know that living with HIV doesn't make you less than who you were. But in any case, I appreciate your concern and your support.
I'll always be there for you.
Hi. I'm so glad you're back.
Yeah, me too.
So, something wrong? You said it on the phone like something was bothering you.
Yeah, it is. You needed me and I wasn't even in the country.
What do you mean?
I promised myself that I wasn't going to be an absentee mother anymore, at which point I promptly did it again.
Okay, is there something you're not telling me?
Patrick told your father and me about his accident and surgery. You know, him being exposed to AIDS.
Where did you see him?
At the Metro Court. He's concerned that his situation might be difficult for you. Now, I don't want you to get upset with him. He only told us because he cares about you.
Okay, maybe, but I'm fine. Really, Mom, you don't have to worry about me.
You can keep me at a distance if you want. Why should you trust me to support you when I've already missed so much of your life already?
Mom, that wasn't your fault.
I love you, Robin. I always have. I always will. You please let me help you.
I'm really scared, Mom.
Patrick,
Last person I expected to see.
I wanted to apologize about my attitude earlier. And I really are grateful that you shared your concern about Robin.
What are you doing here right now?
Well, she's approaching Robin. I thought I'd come here.
Divide and conquer.
In my line of work, we call that split reconnaissance. Anna and I will always resort to a process we understand whenever we're worried about something.
Well, thanks for the apology.
I got a few more facts I need from you.
I told you everything.
No, I think there's something you left out. You didn't elaborate on what happened after the accident, no. Robin close for you?
No, I did.
But you're hit with an infected needle. Aren't you supposed to wash
I
that
couldn't leave
immediately?
the table. My patient was bleeding heavily. If I would have left for a moment, she would have died.
So, you saved your patient's life, jeopardized your own.
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
Yeah. You know, I've been looking for a good reason to like you ever since I came back to town. I felt that you just weren't even halfway good enough for my daughter. But I was wrong. You got the right stuff. I think any family would be happy to have you as part of it.
I mean, I know that the odds are in Patrick's favor, just like they are for me. I should be able to live a happy, normal life.
And you are.
And I know, I mean, I can rationalize that in my head, but what I feel when I see him going through this and I see him being so scared and refusing to talk about it, and then I listen to this patient and she tells me that she didn't want to get tested because she didn't want to know. I mean, it all just comes back to me with everything that Stone went through, the pain and the sadness and just how scared he was.
But HIV is different now. I mean, the treatments are so much more effective.
I know. But even after all my research and all of my experience, there are still some times when I wake up in the middle of the night and I have these flashes of Stone just getting weaker and weaker, and I wonder, is that going to happen to me someday? And now I worry about Patrick.
Oi. Even if Patrick tests positive in the next 6 months, HIV, living with HIV is vastly different from living with AIDS. Now, you know that better than anyone, and I know it because of you. You're alive, and you will stay that way. And so will Patrick.
You sound so sure.
Because I am sure.
Here I am, a grown woman, hanging on my mother's every word.
How am I doing?
You're doing great. You've convinced me.
Okay.
So if you say that I'm gonna be okay, and that he's gonna be okay, I believe you.
That's all I want.